Hey guys, welcome back to J&J MMA. Today we're going to be covering the main card for UFC 295. It's been kind of a wild card. We've had a lot of change-ups, just like the last one. Originally, it's supposed to be headlined by John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. John Jones had to pull out, not from nefarious activities, this go around.
Mm.
My man's tore his pec off the bone, which sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
So now we got a headlining Yuri Prochazka returning from his debilitating neck injury or shoulder injury, whatever the fuck it was, against the man, the myth, the legend, Alex Pereira for the light heavyweight title. And that's honestly a pretty killer fucking headliner, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was glad they bumped that up.
Yeah, and to replace the heavyweight fight, man, we got an interim title belt between number 2 Sergey Pavlovich versus number 4 Tom Aspinall, which also is going to be a fucking banger of a fight.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
But opening up the pay-per-view, man, we got the boy Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini. It's a featherweight bout. Right now, Pat's currently the favorite. How you feeling about this fight, man?
Yeah, it's a good opener. I'm a little familiar with Diego. I think I watched like his last fight. I don't think I've ever seen Pat. Um, but yeah, it looks like it'll be a good fight. Diego, he's like from the Contender Series. I think this is his third fight, but he's coming off that win. But so is Pat, and that dude's won 5 of his 6 fights in the UFC. So looks like on paper Pat's probably gonna win it, but either way, it'll be good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looking at their records, they're both primarily submission specialists. I will say Diego Lopez does have more wins by knockout, so he does have more hands in that regard. And, going off of Pat's record as well, he has only lost once in the UFC, but that one loss was a first round TKO. So, I mean, I don't know how his chin will hold up, or maybe if Diego might hit that sweet spot. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a very good opener.
Mm.
But next up on the card, we got a light heavyweight bout. We got number 14, Matt Favola, fighting Benoit St Denis, a little Frenchman. How you feeling about these boys, my guy?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning Matt on this one. I mean, he took out our boy Dober, so that says a lot for him. He's from the Contender Series as well. Um, I don't know that I've ever seen Benoit. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna lean Matt on this one.
Okay, I got you, bro. I'll say I've seen a couple of Benoit's fights. I would say his very first fight in the UFC, he lost a unanimous decision. But since then, bruh, he's had 4 other fights in the UFC, all 4 of them ending by a finish, so either knockout or submission. So he's honestly a dangerous boy, and that's his only loss, by the way. It was his first fight in the UFC. So, the homie's fucking nickname's the God of War, my guy.
Is this?
It is, bro. He might come in like fucking Kratos, take out Matt Favola.
All right.
But
Well, okay, that sounds like it'll be a good fight. I'm looking at him now. Yeah, he looks like the God of War.
I'll just say, Matt's a bad boy as well. I mean, Matt's only lost off the top of my head, he's lost to Arnold Tarusgian, who's an up and comer in the light heavyweights, like in the top 10, and people are talking about him potentially fighting Islam eventually. And he's also lost to Terrence McKinney. Those are like his 2 big losses. Other than that, Favola's fucking pretty much steamrolled everybody else. So it's gonna be a very big fucking clash of who can, I guess, knock out the other person first, or who can make it to the end.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So yeah, we got 2 fucking good killer fights opening up. Next fight, man, I'm actually very intrigued at this one. We got women's strawweight. It's Jessica Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern. Got 2 Brazilian girls going at it, number 5, number 7. This is honestly potentially a fucking, no, I wouldn't say it's like a title eliminator, but it's definitely like, if they have a good finish or a good showing, they have a potential to fight for the title next.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about them, but I am gonna lean Mackenzie on it, just because Jessica, she's on like a 3-fight lose streak right now, and Mackenzie's coming off of a win. And yeah, she just kind of looked like she had a little bit more energy at the little weigh-ins that they had, so I'm just gonna lean Mackenzie on it.
Yeah, like with with Jessica on that 3-fight skid, I feel like this fight is very much set up for Mackenzie. She's been slowly moving up little bit by bit. It's mostly a submission girl. Most Brazilians are with the
Yeah.
submissions. So yeah, I definitely see Kinsey probably taking this by submission, but Jessica too has fucking hands. So I mean, if we got Jessica Andrade, like old Jessica Andrade from like 4 or 5 fights ago, it's gonna be dangerous for Mackenzie. But if she's keeping up the pace she's been keeping at, Mackenzie's definitely taking it.
Yeah.
But we got our co-main event for the heavyweight interim title. I personally think this should be just for the actual heavyweight title, but I understand why it isn't. But we got number 2, Sergey Pavlovich versus number 4, Tom Aspinall. 2 big fucking boys, man.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, dude. I'm excited for this one, honestly. Maybe not as excited for the actual main event, but really close. Yeah, I really like Sergey. That dude, he has been on a tear. He's on a 6-fight win streak. And the dude's coming off a win over Curtis Blades. He's also got the wins over Ty and Derek Lewis. His only loss in the UFC has been to Alistair Overeem. And this dude's got like 15 KO wins and 15 first round finishes. So this dude's just been a beast. And I've watched a few of his fights so far, and I do really like Tom. You know, it's gonna be a tough fight, but I'm definitely leaning Sergey on this one. Especially because like Tom, one of his only losses was to Curtis Blades, who my boy has a win over now. So I'm just thinking, and also he just reminds me of a British Frank Mir, so I'm just leaning Sergey.
Okay, bro. I think it's funny, man. We're actually leaning opposite on this fight, man. I fuck with both these dudes heavy. Like you said, like Sergey, bad motherfucker, man. I mean, he's come up, like I said, he's beat Tuivasa, beat Derek Lewis. His only loss was to Overeem, but that was all the way back in 2018. So it's been a minute. Aspinall, he's been on a tear in the UFC as well. Like you said, his only loss was to Curtis Blades, but that's because homie blew his fucking leg out, like right when the fight started. It wasn't like a Connor situation either, where like, you could argue that Dustin kicked it and did something. It's like, nah, Tom actually just blew his fucking knee out.
I kind of forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like he came back from that last fight. That was his first fight back off of his injury, and he fucking destroyed the guy he fought. I can't remember the dude's name. But that's the thing I will say about Aspinall, though, is I feel like he's not as tested as Sergey, like where he hasn't actually fought other guys in the top 5 other than fucking, Blades. I will say, though, he does have a win over like Andre Arlovsky, but Andre, is an older dude, even though he was a former champ. But Aspinall, the difference between Aspinall and Sergey is Aspinall has submission, man. Like he's a legitimate BJJ black belt as a fucking heavyweight. Man's been in fucking combat sports since he was 8 years old. I ain't trying to hype him up, too much, but he's my boy, and I've been wanting him to get this fucking title shot. And I feel like if Sergey I feel like Sergey has to take him out in round 1 with that power, because I feel like if they get past round 1, Sergey's gonna get tired. And I feel like Tom can actually take him to the ground and attempt a ground game. And the thing is that makes this interesting is because, a lot of people were wanting to see Sergey fight John, or some people were wanting to see Tom fight John. And I feel like they pose 2 very different threats to Jones. And that's what makes this fight interesting, because they're 2 just complete opposite fighters in the way they are, especially in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. Yeah, Sergey's definitely going to have to knock him out if he's going to win it, and he'll have to do it early.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, it's just going to be like a one-hitter quitter, or it's going to be like all fucking, 5. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But that's definitely going to be, in my opinion, like my fight of the night, like what I'm looking for.
Probably, yeah.
But, not to take anything away from the main event, it is for the actual light heavyweight championship. We got number 1 Yuri Procházka, who is the lineal champion because he never lost it. I know he's not the lineal champion, but you know what I mean. He never lost it.
Yeah, I know.
You got Pereira, who's, in my opinion, very much earned this title shot. All right, now light heavyweight's kind of been a shit show in the division. So I'm just hoping that after this fight is settled, it'll be set in stone for a little bit.
No, yeah, these last few light heavyweight championship fights leading up to Alex moving up to coming into to Yuri coming back as well. This has been the most interested I've been in the light heavyweight division in a while. Um, so I'm excited for this fight as well.
Yeah, no, I very much am too. I'm very much kind of leaning towards Pereira. He is a
Me too.
favorite in the fight by a little bit. And I'll just take away from Yuri, dude. Yuri's a big, scary motherfucker. Like, I think people forget how big he is.
I did. Yeah, I forgot.
But I mean, Alex Pereira is technically a fucking inch taller than him, but still, it's just frame wise. Like, and
Yeah.
Alex is a big boy, so it's kind of fucked up to say that, well, Yuri's a big boy, but they're both fucking massive motherfuckers.
Yeah, Alex
Um,
is like a little more lanky and Yuri's just kind of like fucking swole.
yeah, basically, he's got them wide fucking shoulders, man.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very interesting because I mean, Alex very much has a very not I wouldn't say like standard, but it's a more traditional, kickboxing stance with like his MMA. Basically like I mean, it's like he most of his shots he throws are more traditional in the sense of where Yuri throws uncanny weird
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like Yuri's literally like that capoeira fighter from fucking Tekken. Like
Yeah, yeah.
he's just
Yeah,
throwing
no.
weird shit.
Yeah, they're like polar opposites when it comes to like fighting styles. Yeah, I think I was watching like a Wonder Boy video the other day and he broke down Alex's striking and it is just very traditional like, kickboxing.
It's very straightforward, but like if you master the basics, a lot of this other like um how do I word it? All this other unconventional shit usually won't work that well.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a really interesting fight to watch. I was really surprised that Yuri only has like 3 fights in the UFC, and this is his second time fighting for the title, dude. It's for his fourth fight. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I was seeing a stat where I think it was a video Jamal Hill was talking about because he was saying that he has more fights in the UFC than both of them combined. When actually combined, they have one more fight than he does. But that's because Alex has had 6 fights. Or this will be his
Yeah.
sixth one. But it's still crazy to think though that they've had both have had less than 10 fights already on their second title fight each.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just crazy the like differences where like Yuri, he's coming off the win over Glover, which is fucking Alex's coach, and then Alex, he's coming off the win over Jan, which, wasn't the best win, but he still got a win over him.
That's still
And
he
then
still beat a
he's
former champ.
exactly, then he's beaten Israel, which, of course that's a lower weight class, and I'm not 100% sure Izzy could beat Yuri, but that's a talk for another day, but yeah, it's just these differences. So I just feel like this is gonna be a really banger fight, bro.
Yeah, no, it really is, man. And like, I'm leaning towards Alex because, like, if you think about it, dude, Alex has beat 3 champions. He beat
Exactly.
Jan, he beat Izzy, he beat the current champ Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
You know, and I will say this too, and I don't mean this to kind of like take away anything from Izzy, but Izzy couldn't beat Jan. You know,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. I forgot about that.
so I mean, that's definitely. I feel like Alex definitely is coming in with a big head of steam. But just to give credence to Yuri too, man. I mean, Yuri has fucking strength, dude. And I don't know if you ever watched his fight with Dominic Reyes when it was for the vacant title, but he hit that motherfucker with a spinning elbow, dude. It was the nastiest fucking thing, bro. Like just crumbled him, dude. And so, I mean,
Damn.
he'll throw shit out there that you wouldn't expect. Like, I don't want to try to compare it to like how wild Michelle Pereira is or anything, but it is kind of that unorthodox, like, what the fuck is he gonna do type thing. But Yuri does also have submissions. We haven't seen any out
Oh
of
yeah.
Alex, but with Alex training with Glover, I would hope he knows how to pull out a fucking guillotine.
At the very least, yeah.
Yeah, like shit. But we definitely see who we're leaning towards on this. But I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
think,
yeah.
regardless of what happens, even win or lose for either man, it's going to be a damn good title fight.
Yeah, neither one of them, depending, would be more than deserving of the title.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, man. And I would just love to see them defend it. Then whenever Jamal comes back, they can beat him, so he'll shut the fuck up, and then
Yeah, yeah.
we can just move on. But yeah, man, that's pretty much our picks for this weekend's card. we'll have to see what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys feel any differently or, have any different opinions, just let us know. I'd love to hear them. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.